Yo, yo, yo. This is Chris Blair. I just finished up lunch. A little bit dark in this restaurant, but what the heck? I'm going to do it anyway. Having a little coffee. I was looking at some Shopify groups. I'm in there every day, these Shopify groups, and I don't always actually comment. I just go in there and read what's going on, see what people are talking about, see what people are concerned about, see the latest information. Even though I don't always comment, but today I actually made a point of commenting on some in one of the groups, not my own private group, but in the other couple groups, because people were talking about a very common problem, and that is that when they launch, they have Facebook ads running, okay? They have Facebook ads running, and they're doing well, but suddenly, or maybe 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row, they get arse of 3 or 4. And then suddenly, one guy coming in, I had 3 days in a row, I was getting 3.5 arse, and then I went down to 0.5 arse, or whatever you want to call it, or arse, or whatever. I always have trouble pronouncing that, but it doesn't matter, you get the point. The return on investment. Suddenly it's 0.3. And that brings us to a couple of problems. Number one is there's two things that could be happening here. Number one is that your ads could be doing bad, or the product could start dying down. And how do you overcome that? This is a very common thing. That has been going on for years, and there are some very specific action steps that you can take. And before I get into that, guys, I feel that I need to point this out here, and there has been a big increase in trainers and coaches in the marketplace, and a lot of them are good, and I have a lot of respect for them, and they're doing good things. But I want to point out that I'm not some newbie guy out in the marketplace who just, having his first success and suddenly decides to become a coach and trainer. I've been in this business doing eCom, selling physical products since 2012. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, now 19. This is year 9 for me in this business, right? Selling physical products. Started off in the Teespring days. And let me also address this before I get into the main point, which is going to be 100% free knowledge for you guys. I'm going to blow you guys away with how to fix this problem. Are my students and people who work with me successful or not? That's one of the key questions. So, am I worthwhile to listen to? And I'm going to bring up a quote here that is overwhelming proof. Okay, so I think you guys know who Custom Cat is. Custom Cat is the largest print-on-demand company out there. They're the largest number one supplier for print-on-demand for Shopify. Okay, they have over 15,000 sellers signed up for their platform. I'm the only, that's right, let me repeat this, the only coach or trainer they've ever invited to come do training for their people. Okay, I did 3 different webinars for them, right, training their people, and plus, according to their own data, many of their top 20 sellers are in my course and in my mastermind. So the reason I'm bringing this up is so not only am I experienced, but also my people get results. So what I teach actually works and is repeatable and duplicatable. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's first address the problem that I just talked about, where the guy had R's of 3 plus, so return on investment of 3% plus, or sorry, 3 times plus, and then suddenly dropped down drastically. I asked the guy a question. I said, when's the last time you launched new ad sets? He said, I haven't been launching new ad sets. Well, that's the number one problem. Okay, so here's the situation. Okay, first of all, let's just say you're targeting the word Budweiser. Let's say you're running an ad to the word Budweiser. Okay, the competition for that particular interest or target, right? Even if it's a lookalike audience, even if it's an exclusive lookalike audience, there's still other people targeting those people through different targeting, right? Is always changing. In other words, one day, even if, let's take an example of a lookalike audience. Let's say you have 1 million people in a lookalike audience, right? True, you own that lookalike audience, but those people could be bunched into other groups and other ad groups. And so the competition on any given day for those particular people that you're targeting can change. So it's totally natural that there will be this ebb and flow. Okay, that is 100% normal. You should expect that. And to have this attitude that Facebook ads are going to be profitable every single day, it's just not true. It's not possible because of the fluid market, the constant changing marketplace. Okay, so how do you look at you look at this? How do you analyze this? Okay, well, there's always initial test phase. Okay, when I'm talking about the first day or 2 days or 3 days of test phase. Okay, now I'm not going to. I've talked about testing in other videos and other trainings, so I'm going to skip that. Right? Assume you've gotten beyond the test phase. We're at day 4, 5, 6, or 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever. However long this ad has been run, this ad set has been running. You need to judge this ad set based on a concept I call "What have you done for me lately?" Okay, Facebook advertising is the ultimate "What have you done for me lately?" game. Okay, now it's a funny joke. I don't guys know who Eddie Murphy was, but he's a funny comedian. I think it was Eddie Murphy. I actually not sure, but there's a funny joke at the time, and and he's doing a stand-up comedian, and he says to his wife says, "I want a divorce," and then the husband says, "Well, I bought you a car, I put you through education," and then the wife says, "What have you done for me lately?" Anyway, so if you saw the skit, it was hilarious. Anyway, I bring that, so I'm actually using that phrase. I'm using that joke precisely. On every given ad set, it doesn't matter if a week ago that ad set was crushing it for you, giving you $1 conversions. What has it done for you lately? So if it's been running for a while, look at the last 3 days. The last 3 days. After I get beyond the initial test phase, and I'm in, say, 4, 5, 6 days down the road on the ad set, or even a week, 2 weeks. I've had ad sets go as far as months, a few months, right? I always look at the last 3 days. It's always about what have you done for me lately. If you see a 3-day downturn, kill it and move on, okay? Now, another thing that people make a mistake on is they panic on one bad day. If an ad set's been doing well and it has one bad day, don't panic. It's a big mistake to panic. People panic all the time and turn that ad set off. Big error. Okay, so now I'm going to get at other things you can do to make your ads more sustainable here. Anyway, so first of all is to have the attitude of what have you done for me lately, and 2, not to panic on one bad day, because that's a natural part of the ebb and flow of advertising. Okay. By the way, if you're watching this, it'd be awesome if you'd share this video in a group that you're allowed to share in. Don't just share in any group, right? Or share on your Facebook timeline. Please show me some love, because this is free content I'm giving out, guys. I really appreciate it and I love it. Nothing I love when people share my videos. It makes me feel like, wow, man, you're really truly getting value and you appreciate that. So if you show me some love, I'd appreciate that. Okay, and then the other thing is this. Facebook favors new content, okay? Facebook favors new content. And what does that mean? That means the 2 things, okay? Number 1, it's not a good idea to just launch a bunch of ad sets and stay stagnant. That's not a good idea. In fact, anyone who's in my is my eCom Vantage course and mastermind group, they know that I recommend regularly launching new ad sets. In fact, I do it every other day, usually when I'm scaling the product. I'll launch 20, 30, 40 new ad sets, or however many new ad sets, even 10 at a larger budget if you're using larger budgets. But there's different strategies out there. But new ad sets every other day. And at the very least, every 3 days. You've got to be feeding new content into that campaign, into that scaling. And the reason being is Facebook favors new content, okay? Facebook favors new content. So it's really, really critical that you don't just launch a bunch of ads and let them run without launching new ones, okay? If you do that, of course your product's gonna die, okay? That is totally part of what happens. That's part of the game, okay? So first, what have you done for me lately when you analyze your ads, right? 2, launch new ones regularly, okay? Number 3, there's more about it. There's 4 or 5 points I'm going to make here. Number 3 is this, okay? So you'll be running a product for a long, long time, okay? Particularly, you'll be running traffic to a lot of people. I'm a big believer in using the viral nature of Facebook. Because Facebook's not viral. That's total bullshit. You can still get tons of virality. It's a lot stricter and harder to get that than it was in the old days. But if you have a good product, a good image, people are sharing it, Facebook will give you tons of organic viral reach, okay? And you want to take advantage of that. So I'm a big believer in running tons of traffic to one post, okay? So you drive all that traffic to one post, well, eventually it dies down. I've seen this happen so many times. It just falls off a cliff, okay? So what happens there is Facebook saying enough's enough. Facebook saying enough's enough. And people say, well, how do you know? Well, there's no set time limit. There's no set number of traffic. I've seen this thing varies and it's constantly changing, but you will know. You will absolutely know, because your sales will fall off a cliff. One day you'll just wake up and what the fuck? It just fell off the cliff, and then you probably let it run a little bit longer to make sure it's not an anomaly. But you got 2 days in a row of just total garbage. Now, what most of us make a mistake on is they say, well, wait a minute, Chris, I've got 20,000 shares or 30,000 shares or what X number of shares. I've got several hundred comments on this. I don't want to lose that social proof, so I'm going to keep running traffic to that post. Big mistake. That is a money draining. You might as well take your money, light it on fire, and throw it in the toilet bowl type of mistake. Okay. So what's happening there is Facebook has said, look, you've run enough traffic to this particular post. You've run enough traffic there. You got time to move on. Okay. But you don't have to move on. You want to hear the best part? I mean, I've had several products sell over 20,000 units. In fact, in my lifetime since doing this eCom thing, I've had 3 products go over 20,000 units, okay? On one individual product, okay? So 3 products, I've done this 3 times, and I've had several products go over 10,000 since I started in 2012. And now, what I do, and this is the simplest strategy in the world, but it absolutely works, is I take the exact same image, exact same link, everything, and I just repost it as a new post. I just throw away that old social proof and I start over, okay? And same ad copy, same image, same link, same everything. Graphs, same targets, and guess what happens? It starts working again, okay? Now, think about this, guys. It doesn't take long for you to start to rebuild that social proof if you have everything right. If you know the right targets to go after, you have the right products, right? You have the right image, you have the right ad copy. It doesn't take long for that to start to go back and turn, go good again. Okay, so there's no reason to be emotionally attached to your social proof. You can build that up in a heartbeat, right? You'll start to get those shares and stuff like crazy again. By the at the end of this, I'll start to answer any questions people have. Okay, let's see what else. Last but not least, take the existing slogan or expression or design and test on other product types. So let's just say the product type you're selling on starts to die down. Well, you can sell that on. I have one particular special right now. We've sold it over several different product types, and we continue to do so. Okay, so if it dies down on a particular product type, which it has in my case, for in fact, I have one particular expression that I've driven like crazy on a T-shirt and a hat. And now it doesn't sell very well on a T-shirt and a hat, no matter what I do. So now I'm selling other stuff. I'm selling other items. Exact same design, exact same slogan. All right. So that said that, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And guys, I will say this. We have a new system for my mastermind and course. It's $100 a month or $1,000 a year, and I can tell you right now, honestly, I'm just going to say it straight. You're insane if you don't join, okay? The reason being is, guys, my students get results. I mean, just by the proof I just talked about that. Custom Cat has 15,000 some sellers, and they just told me many of the top sellers are in my course and mastermind group. And what's the difference? Why do my students get results? Okay, and I'll tell you the main difference is this. There's 2 main differences. Of course, the course content is extremely detailed, right? Step by step and covering many different types of traffic sources and product creation and site stuff. But okay, but in all fairness, my course is not the only one that goes into depth. There are some other good quality courses out there. But the difference, the main underlying difference is the level of support you get in my Facebook group. No question goes unanswered. No question goes unanswered. I mean, I'm in there daily answering questions, and because I've created this atmosphere of some high-level players in there answering questions, other people go in and answer questions. Plus, 2 times a week, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, Fridays, 8 a.m. London time. So 2 times a week, I have Q&As where you can ask me any question you want. I'm in there answering those questions. Plus, guys, so not only do you get the written response from me and other people in the group about your problems, but during those Q&As, I actually go back through the group and I go over the questions. I give a verbal response. So you'll end up getting a written response and a verbal response. This is enormous, guys. It's enormous because you're always having to adjust and guide the ship, and no matter how good the training is or how whatever, there will always be problems. And having someone there to support you to overcome it is why my students get results. It's enormous, guys. And the thing is, it's not like it's a massive group where there's thousands of people and there's contradictory stuff coming in. Occasionally, yes, there's contradictory stuff coming in, and that happens. There's different methods. But in general, it's one clear direction, okay? And so that's huge, right? It's better to go one direction focused, right, than to be going scattered in multiple different directions. All right, in the meantime, I'll put the link to my course and mastermind in the thread below, but it's you want to go to ecomvantage.com/VIP. And you can join for $100 a month. You can cancel anytime. Although we haven't anyone cancel on the $100 a month deal, so I'm sure once you get in there, you're going to be so blown away, you're going to stick. But anyway, if you decide you don't want to stick around, no problem. We'll cancel you anytime. All right. Any questions you guys might have? I'll stick around and answer some questions. I got a few minutes here. Edward, good to see you. Audie, good to see you. Fernando, Suhail, Deboljet, good to see you. Craig, Stefan, good to see you, buddy. Mishabu, sorry, buddy, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Misbahal, I'm sorry, buddy, but I didn't mean to destroy your name there. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, I'm happy to stick around and answer any questions you guys might have. All right. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, here we go. Kenneth, I will post the link. It's ecomvantage.com/VIP. I'll go ahead and I will post the link. I will post the link, my friend. I hope that content was useful to you guys. If you're just getting on this, I suggest you go back and watch this video. I blew you guys away how you can always keep your products going and going and going. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.